We invested in the waterfront back in 2011, and this particular precinct had significant development potential. But until such time as you sorted out the silo building, you couldn't tap into that development potential.
Where it started for us was a workshop to look at this area as we master plan the area, look at the informants, and try to work out the nature and character of the precinct that we'd create. And the sort of watershed moment coming out of that workshop was that this elevator building and the silos, there were spectacular examples of industrial architecture. They had real soul and character. And in fact, that they should be the centerpiece of the development of this precinct.
It felt to us that we had a site oozing with soulfulness, oozing with materiality and connection with the ground and the place. And to erase that was like shooting yourself in the foot.
When we sat down in 2010 and made the grain silo the hero, and essentially the cathedral in the middle of the square.
We got Alan Gray to come in as a tenant, and off the back of that we did some residential apartments, the 33 residential apartments, Silo 2, but both of them were staring into this old, dilapidated, crumbling silo building.
Having established we wanted to celebrate the building, it was about saying, well, how do you make it a public building? And I think about that time as well, there was this real awareness of the creative talent, innovative, artistic talent within Africa. And that's where we came up with the idea that said, well, what about a museum?
The first experience I had was to see the silo building from a distance, and I usually see something and then I like it or don't like it, and just looking at the building I knew this was the perfect building to house a museum.
So we held a charrette, and as a result of this charrette, there's this phenomenal development concept. But a concept on its own doesn't bring a successful development.
As we went down the track, we kind of realized this is a very exciting project, but it's kind of ridiculous to do it because even at first estimate, it was going to cost something like 500 million to repurpose the building.
There was a lot of agonizing and a lot of deliberation. But at the end of the day, I think the waterfront is about creating places, creating events, creating spaces for people to come to experience. And the more of that you create within the waterfront, to my mind, the more successful the waterfront will eventually be.
Well, it's taken a while to get here for a reason, because one, it was not a straightforward development in that you had old silos which you had to be very creative about. And of course, we wanted to perfect this whole thing.
There are hundreds of silos around the world. I've seen quite a number of them. None of them have been repurposed in an interpretive way which allows people to understand the vast scale of this infrastructure and how the whole thing operated. Now, the beauty of that is that that's an architectural attraction. And it was very carefully designed so that people they'll want to come in the building. We're almost drawing you in by the architectural amazing. These glass plunger elevators going up and down, kids will just find that astonishing.
We are proud of what the product looks like at this point in time.
The question could be asked, why a museum? Art ignites innovation.
The role of art is to open us up to conversations, to make us aware of things which are different to ourselves, to change our perceptions, to challenge our prejudice, but also to give us some kind of sanity and tools in how to negotiate the problematics, both aesthetic and beautiful, but also political and tough in this time and place.
I'm very happy and proud to say that it's really exciting. Every time I come, people get more and more excited, and just to see that excitement makes me really excited.
In less than 5 years from kind of getting approval to opening, we've pulled something off that could have taken 10, 15 years. And if I can get 70,000 school kids sketching and excitedly learning about art and seeing this as a vehicle to help that, that's what it's all about.
The importance of this moment of building this museum on the African continent is groundbreaking.